Hey everyone, and welcome to Already Cancelled. I am Pierre, that is Tara, and we are going to talk about the Twilight Zone Season 2, Episode 22. It's called Long Distance Call. So, full spoilers for the episode, as always. And is this the last of the videotape episodes? Did I say that last time?
Yes,
Oh my god.
the bane of your existence.
Yes, finally. And, because the first videotape episode was pretty bad, and I would say we've concluded them with a equally pretty bad episode. So, we'll get into this. I don't know if I have no idea if Tara agrees with that sentiment or not, but we'll find out. The premise of this one, for the record, is that a very sad and pathetic little boy who is far too friendly with his grandmother is upset when she talks ominously about dying soon at his birthday over and over again, and then in fact croaks later that day on his birthday. And then the toy telephone she gave him for his birthday then magically actually communicates between them, and he can talk to his dead grandmother. And then his dead grandmother is so selfish and weird that she tries to convince her grandchild, who's 5 years old, to commit suicide so that he can go spend the afterlife with his grandmother. That is this episode of the Twilight Zone. Tara, what did you think of?
I didn't hate it. I'm surprised you hate it so much.
I mean, I
I
don't
thought
know.
I thought it was a lot more sinister and darker than I was expecting.
Okay, I would say I hate it. I would say that I think it's a bit of a. It's a really drab episode. It's because the first half is actually kind of really boring, just waiting for, like, okay, I get it, she's going to die, hurry up and just die. Like, there's so much build up to her finally croaking. It's all of it's just kind of weird. However,
I thought it happened kind of quick, but
the entire first half up to the well, pretty much up to the ad break, barring the because the cliffhanger, of course, is the reveal that he's talking to her on the phone.
Mhm.
So much of that first half is basically just like the build up to her dying. But
I mean, she's annoying for sure,
oh,
but
she
that's like
yeah.
part of the character is that she's so overbearing, and like even the parents are just rolling their eyes at the things they say to their son.
It's so one though for me. But the point I'm getting at though is that I wouldn't say I hate it, just because I think some of it is so oddly sinister, and I don't even know if it's intentionally sinister. As I was watching, I almost felt like this is getting more sinister the more I think about it, but I don't necessarily know if that's necessarily how it's supposed to feel at all times.
The original script, because I read the trivia,
Oh.
said that they wanted the boy to wake up, or they wanted the parents to go down and see the boy floating upside down in the pool, which would have been really dark. But apparently, the Billy Mummy, if that's how you say his name,
Mm-hmm.
very famous actor. But apparently, his mother said, "Nah, no way, I'm not going to have my kid film that scene."
Okay, interesting. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, they could have had
which would
more.
have been real dark.
They could have had more hijinks. Like maybe there's a scene where they come down and he's trying to stick his head in the oven, or like I don't know, just uh, like by the time he was like trying to kill himself to go and be with his grandmother, I'd already like kind of like checked out of the episode. So I was looking for comedy more than I was looking for anything serious by that point. And
What about when the dad has like such a heart to heart with his dead mother over the toy phone?
well, this is the thing. This is the frustrating thing about this episode is that that was the idea that this is why this episode exists is because the writer had this idea, this scene in his head of the
Yeah.
son talking to his dead mother, even though he's not sure if she can hear him, but he's going to say it anyway. Right? That's the scene that this entire episode was written around. Was that scene? And I
Yeah,
wish I liked it. I do,
I like
but I
the
don't.
I like that scene a lot actually. And I like that the mother has like a lot of backstory that we sort of get where she does blame the wife for taking her son away. And so now she has her claws in her grandson to be like, now I get to raise my boy again, and no one's going to take him away from me this time.
Yeah, which by the way is a total dick move on your deathbed in front of your son and his wife to say, "Oh,
Hmm.
he's not my son anymore. That bitch took him away from me." As your dying words, like, how do you feel
I
if
know.
you're the
I like
wife
the.
in that situation? How do you feel at that revelation?
I know. And she brings it up to her husband, and he's like, "Oh, honey, she's sick. You know how she is. She's just not herself." And
It's just so awkward that it's obviously going to leave this thing hanging over her head. If I was the husband, seriously, I'd be like, you know what? Who cares now? She's dead, right? We don't have to worry about her ever again. We're good.
yeah,
Let's live
except
our
that she's
lives.
trying to take your son away
Yeah,
to the
essentially,
afterlife.
she's trying to murder. She's so selfish. She would rather murder her own grandchild to spend time with her
Would
than
you have liked it
anything else.
better if we watched the boy grow up and he's always sort of depressed and suicidal, and then we find that he has that phone stashed between the mattresses, and he always calls grandma, and she always gives him like more ways to try to kill himself?
There's two extremes to this, right? There's getting more serious, and this episode does take itself very seriously. I just don't think it actually pulls it off to where I can actually take it as seriously the episode is. So there's this disconnect. So I wanted to go more of a dark comedy. So you've got two options. You either do it seriously and do it well seriously, where I'm actually sort of like, I feel like it has to be. I don't know if you can actually do this premise in a 25-minute Twilight Zone and do it properly. If you want to do the serious version, I feel like it'd have to be a slower build and realization of what's going on, and that someone's trying to like convince the kid to kill himself. Like I feel like that's like something you have to sort of build up through multiple attempts and not just one near miss with a car, which is what you get in the episode, and then the actual thing. Which, by the way, after he does drown in the pool, like it cuts to like there's a couple of like they're wearing badges like they're firemen, but they've got like the kid on like some breathing apparatus, and all I could think was like Darth Vader on steroids, because all it was. But yeah, I was ready for this to turn into a dark comedy, and it didn't. And
This isn't the fever.
is that a dark comedy? I don't.
Or okay, the one about the guy who has no fear of death
Oh yeah,
because
that's it. That's a dark comedy.
he makes a deal with with death, or the Grim Reaper or something. I don't know.
Yes.
The one where he's like jumping in front of subways and stuff.
Yeah. Uh, so you can get hit with sandwiches coming out the
Not
window.
that subway, but I understand why you thought that.
Yeah. Well, subway train or subway car would have been the phrase I'd have used, but hence why I thought I'd crack my joke about subs.
Well,
Oh, we just
we
cracking
always
it.
have sandwiches on the brain.
Oh, so that was your joke. Okay, so you weren't agreeing that you said it weird. You were saying no because you're a fatty who likes Subway and you're just going to think about sandwiches. That was what you were thinking. Okay, all
I know
right.
you love Subway. I'm not saying anything else.
I mean, I do enjoy a Subway. I don't deny it.
Yeah, the episode's okay.
I mean, yeah, well, no, I don't think it's okay, but I mean, it's not a travesty, but it's kind of dull. It's kind of dull for the most of it, and then there's these little moments to perk up. Like, see when you realize she's trying to get the kid to kill himself, that's the moment where I kind of sat up and went, okay, this is kind of funny now. But everything before then was just kind of like, okay, I get it. She's going to die. Oh, of course, it's a little contrived. She dies on the very same day they're talking. Like, she's literally at the table, right? He's getting the birthday presents and the birthday cake. And she's like, I want you to remember me because I won't always be around. And it's like,
I wonder if
where
it
are
would
you
have worked better.
going?
I wonder if it would have worked better if it was on videotape.
Oh, you think I'm just being harsh because the quality's so poor?
Well, I mean, maybe. I think the videotape ones have like a soap opera quality to them, which does take down like the overall quality of the show.
Okay, I'll accept that point. Can I also just throw out there that they could have had like a time jump before she died, and she didn't have to die in the very day she was sitting saying ominous things about dying soon.
Well, I mean, she's a witch, so she
you
knew.
could have skipped to at least like 3 weeks later where she finally croaked.
Maybe she had to in order for this magic phone to work.
Oh, she sold her. She sold her soul. So she had to die that day. It's like she made a deal with the devil that this phone would be enchanted, and
she went to Needful Things and got what she needed. Yeah.
Okay, we'll roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
After, so the wife keeps getting concerned that he keeps talking on this phone and pretending to talk to his dead gran, and they're out for dinner or whatever one night. They've got a date night or whatever they're doing, you know. Do you know, actually, I laughed quite a bit because at one point, I think it's later in the episode. I think it's actually the night that he ends up in the pool. But he's having this monologue about how his mother lost two other kids and all she had was him, and now she saw Billy as a second chance to relive those days. And then they have this thing where they embrace, and she's like, "Okay, let's go to bed," and they kiss passionately, and it's like, "Oh, parents gonna have some kinky times." And then when it cuts back to the bedroom later, they've got two single beds, and I just started laughing.
Curse you, Hays Code.
Well, did they have sex in one bed, and then she's like, "Okay, that was nice, love," and then just walked over to her bed. I don't know.
It's been so nice for women back then.
But yeah, so anyway, so one of the things I was getting to is that they're on a date night and they come back, and the babysitter's freaking out because this neighbour's in, because he almost hit him with a car, and he's like, he just ran out into the road, because I almost had a flashback to that the second or third episode of season 1 where the girl gets hit with the car, and it's like this really badly staged thing. I don't know. It's like that's what he was trying to do. I didn't like the episode. Okay, I like the episode. Right. It should have been funnier. If it went further with the comedy.
I think if it was an adult, it would have been funnier. But because it's a kid, you don't want to go funny.
No, the kid's why it's funny. An adult being suicidal is a depressingly normal thing. A 5-year-old being told by his dead gran to
it's like a horror movie.
To attach himself to electric rods or something like that with clamps. It's a visual.
Well, that doesn't happen in the episode.
No, it doesn't. No, I'm offering more ways.
I hate this conversation.
Okay. All right. Okay, we can wrap up. Tara's not happy. What does Rod Serling say about the next one?
He doesn't.
He does.
He does?
Yes.
I didn't see him.
Do you know what? I think you're just turning it off before it gets to him telling you what's next.
Maybe. What does he say?
He said something about front. I'll just read the thing, right? The episode's called 100 Yards Over the Rim. A pioneer from a wagon train in 1847 sets off to find something for his ill son and stumbles into present day New Mexico.
Okay.
So it's
time travel.
It's time travel. It's the opposite of walking distance. It's the vast opposite. It's that's not totally true, because the opposite of walking distance would be the kid finding his own adult self. This is not going to be that. It's a bit too. Yeah. It's a bit too far back for it to be himself. But yeah. Okay.
Maybe he'll go to a picture show. Go watch a talkie. I don't know. What would he be impressed by?
Did anyone still call them talkies and picture shows in 1961? Surely talkie was already a redundant phrase by that point.
Maybe.
We
still say 3D movies, even though all movies are now 3D.
Oh, not. Shut up.
They are in the States. Get with it.
No, they're not. Oh, I'm sorry. When you went to see The Invisible Man, was it in 3D? No, it wasn't.
Yep, it was like,
no,
I was really there.
Shut up. No, Tara, I think this is you have to go get an eye test. That's what this is. Man,
my depth perception's a little bit off.
It's like Elizabeth Moss is reaching out and touching my nose. All right, so that's next episode. We'll see what it was. Nothing. I mean, it was just Rod Serling standing in front of a wagon. There was nothing super exciting about the tease. But it was in fact there.
I don't remember this at all. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick.
Okay. All right. Tara's going.
I don't know why I don't know. I always miss them.
Tara just doesn't trust me that it was there. The one occasion where he's not actually done a thing at the end, I've admitted that it wasn't there. It's not like I've been lying about it. Haha, I'll keep saying Rod Serling's there telling us things and he's never there. What would I gain from it? What would I gain from it, woman? Come on.
I don't know. I feel like we watch two different versions of the show sometimes. I watch it on CBS All Access. Maybe they just don't provide it.
Are you saying they're editing them out of the episodes?
Just to mess with me. All right, here we go. Here's the end.
Mm-hmm. This is riveting. This is riveting radio right now.
doing the thing where it wants me to watch the next episode. No, go back. Written by Charles Beaumont.
Before that.
No, it's not there.
It's before the credits, I swear.
Okay, here's the mother's horrified. She's grabbing the husband. The doctors say the boy's going to be okay. They're embracing. They're both smiling. He knows he's done a good job.
Well, play by play.
Here come the stars. I'm sure there's music. I have the music off.
Yes.
And credits. It's not there.
It's not my fault you've got some weird butchered version of the show.
Okay. Well, I'm not crazy, all right?
All right, okay.
It's not at the end of the credits either.
That just proves that this isn't a symptom of your craziness. It does not necessarily prove that you're in general not crazy.
No, it does not.
Okay, that smells not worrying at all. So, yes, let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments, everyone. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. Feel free to suggest more wacky ways that the kid could have, tried to do it.
No. We don't endorse child suicide.
Not real, obviously. I'm talking. This is fiction. This is silly comedy. Yes, let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments. Super report. Tara will now butcher the Patreon plug. Go for it.
Yep. We have a Patreon page. If you like us, like our reviews, and want to support the channel, go ahead and check that out. It's patreon.com/MildFuzzTV. And if you donate as low as $1 per month, you will get access to additional content, including science fiction and horror movie reviews that are not available on YouTube. So check it out. If you donate as low as $5 per month, you will get access to our Twilight Zone reviews 1 week early, and also other shows if you watch Mildfuzz TV. So thank you. Good night.
Okay, you can just space the whole show. Why don't you go?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for joining us. Please let us know what you think. Comment below. We appreciate it. And subscribe. If you want to know when reviews go up, then hit the bell button, and we'll see you guys next week. So keep watching TV in the Twilight Zone.